welcome back to Differential Calculus class. So we are still on partial derivatives. So in this class, I'll be talking about additive function. So given an additive function z equal u of x plus and v of y. So we have an additive function. We have a function that depends on x. We also have another function that depends on y. Okay, so we have z that depends on both x and y. So if you are to find the partial derivative of z with respect to x, how do you find that? So the rule says that the partial derivative of z with respect to x is simply equals to the partial derivative of the function that has the relevant variable. So, okay, so the one that does not have the relevant variable you are differentiating with respect to, you ignore it. Also, the partial derivative of z with respect to y will be equals to the function that has the relevant variable. You differentiate it. So here is this. So let's take a look at an example. So we have example of this. Let's say we have z equals to 5x to the power 3 plus 7y raised to the power 5. Okay. Now let's say we have to find the partial derivative. So how do you find that? Very simple. So here is the solution. So we write out the equation 5x raised to the power 3 plus 7y raised to the power 5. So we follow the rule. X will be equals to, our focus will be on the function that has the relevant variable we are differentiating with respect to, while we ignore the one that does not have that variable. So the focus will be on this. Okay, so we are going to differentiate this. So in other words, we have 5, we can take out the constant, then we differentiate this x raised to the power 3 dx, which is equal to 5 multiplied by, when you differentiate x raised to the power 3, that gives 3x squared. Then the answer equals to 5 times 3x squared, that gives us 15x squared. This is the answer. For the partial derivative of z with respect to y, so our focus will be on the function that has y. So which is this 7y raised to the power 5. Then we have the constant 7, we factor it out, multiply by it, then dy raised to the power 5 over dy. So 7 multiplied by dy raised to the power 5 becomes 5y raised to the power 4. So we multiply this 7 times 5y raised to the power 4, that will be 35y raised to the power 4. This is the answer. So can you try this on your own? Try this. So we have what z equals to 8x raised to the power 3 plus y squared. So find the partial derivatives and drop your answer in the comment section. Thank you.